Ready, and...
We're here at the Barker Street Reserve in Havenview, smack bang in the middle of a fabulous day of activities called Genius Junk, Music and Making in the City of Makers. The Burnie Arts Council kicked off this project because we wanted to engage with a broader demographic and tap into some younger people, because we know there's such a depth of talent in our community and it starts at a very young age. And we had been talking with music maestro and teacher of many years' experience, David Turner, and he happened to drop in the line, "I've played music on wheelie bins," and really from that point in time the idea for this project grew and grew and grew, and so far we've had taster workshops in primary schools, and a lot of those children have come along today for this outdoor event where we've selected numerous items and created an ensemble of found objects and instruments, and they've been rehearsing for a couple of hours already this morning. So it's going to be a great day with a grand performance coming up in a little while.
You can do that if you like. If you're going to play those, you can do it on the side. You need some of the sticks. So we've got a couple of options to be able to do it here, you can do it on the side.
And I have our two music leaders here, David Turner and Nick Turner. So David, can you tell us about the genesis of Genius Junk?
Well, it's been happening in the schools with Nick and his teachers many years ago, and then Nick took on board the idea of doing it at the New Year's Eve, and since then I've been doing a little bit of work with junk in schools. So the fact that it's been used in the schools, it was something that I suggested maybe we could pull together for an event like this, and here we are.
And why do you think it's such a good vehicle in music education terms?
Well, from the point of view, the instruments are cheap, easy to access, but it's real. We're actually doing full rhythms. We're doing covers of well-known tunes. So the students are developing quite a few musical skills as we go along, but just playing on rubbish bins. How cool is that?
And when you're playing a wheelie bin, is it better to hit it hard or soft?
I've got to do a bit of both. Got to be able to do a bit of both, have a bit of dynamic expression, although playing outside today, I think loud will be the default.
Thanks, Nick. And David, what's the difference between learning music with these sorts of instruments and more conventional instruments?
In some ways, nothing. We're using the same rhythms, we're using the same concepts that we're learning in normal instrumentation. Probably the one thing that's not happening today is melody, so we're not singing tunes, we're not playing tunes, but we are doing the sounds of well-known tunes. So today we will do We Will Rock You by Queen, played on rubbish bins. Maybe we don't have the lyrics, maybe we don't have the tune, but the melody, rhythm is still there. We're not using reading, not everybody learns to read music, it's an advantage if you can, but we're using memory. So what a great challenge for the young people to have to remember all the parts they're having to play. So we've learnt 4 songs in an hour and a half this morning with patterns, and we've just put them all together in an hour and a half. So we're doing real music. It's not just making noise. We're doing real music and real rhythms today. So these kids are very musical this afternoon.
Thank you.
It's very accessible, it's very gettable, it's very much...
Okay, so I'm here at Genius Junk, Music and Making in the City of Makers, and I'm very proud to be interviewing young Bradley Woodward, who is one of the stars of the show today. He's become a junk percussion musician this morning, and yesterday he made the most amazing sculpture out of found objects and junk. So, Bradley, can you tell me what you learned when you were using the materials that you created your sculpture with yesterday?
Well, but each material, when it's all put together, it can tell a bit of a story, but when we're all just sitting on the table and stuff, it just looks like junk, and then you put it all together and it's a sculpture.
And you've got something here to show us, which you've created yourself with a little bit of help from your granddad, was it? Yeah. Okay. Tell us about it.
I was watching this show and I had a bit of an idea. They were making a guitar, and I had a bit of an idea of how they made the guitar and stuff, and I thought, I could do that with my wheel cap. So one day I pulled apart this old guitar and placed it next to my wheel cap and stuff, and had a bit of a play with it and put bits on, and it started to look like a real guitar. And then my pop helped put the bits together and stuff and put the strings on, and it needs to be tuned, and sometimes the strings fall off, but it does actually work and stuff. So
Hold it up to the camera and just so we can have a good look at it.
yeah, so this is the neck of the guitar of the original guitar, and that's where me and my pop tried to put the strings on, but it didn't really work. This is my wheel cap, and then behind it this is a bit of wood that I had heaps of wood and I made it into a road, so that's why there's a bit of a crossing or something on there, and that's a bit of a frame. And then I put the ring back on the wheel cap, fastened it all together, and it turned out like a guitar.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Bradley, and thank you for demonstrating that Genius Junk is something that everyone can do, and look at the outcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we're going to learn to play. We will pumpkin. Do you think you could jump off?
Ended up ducking on fun for zero.
So I'm here with Gracie at Genius Junk, Music and Making in the City of Makers. What school do you go to, Gracie?
Havenview Primary.
And have you had some music workshops there recently with Mr. Turner?
Yes.
And what did you learn at those music workshops?
Lots of different things, from noises and to things that you can recycle.
And what's different about playing piano to playing the things that you played this morning?
With piano, you don't have to bang it, you gently play it, but with what I done today, you have to bang it so it gets in with the beat.
So Gracie, what was the best thing about the music workshop today?
That I got to see do different things that I haven't done before.
Did you play anything that you hadn't played before?
Yes.
What did you play that you thought that surprised you and you didn't think could ever be a musical instrument?
A bin.
A wheelie bin?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Gracie. Now this reserve itself has an amazing story to it. It was saved by a group of people called the Havenview Residents Association. And this is how we're using this place today, and it's, I think, where's Alison and Stephanie? I think this is how they intended the reserve to be used. So can we just give them a round of applause for all the care and attention that they have given to this place. And this is the present use of it. We know that Henry Hellyer wandered up Old Surrey Road when he was surveying this land. But before that, we also have a very precious history that we probably don't know enough about from our Indigenous people. And I'd like to welcome Giovanna Simpson to the microphone to provide an acknowledgement to country, and then we'll have a wonderful performance. Thank you, Giovanna.
Thank you, Linda. I'd also just like to welcome Minister Roger Yench, who just walked in. Thank you, Roger, for coming today. I'd like to acknowledge with deep respect that this gathering today is being held on the traditional lands of the Palawa people and pay my respects to elders, both past, present and future. I would also like to acknowledge those who have passed before us and to acknowledge the members of the Aboriginal community who are also attending this event today. This land is and always will be land for all Australians to live, learn and play.
Take it away. 1, 2, boom, go.
Well done that time.